Hi. Okay, so it's working apparently. Okay then. So basically this is like yeah, Twitch was just being weird. Like usually works fine. It's even weirder. You could see it in the VOD. I don't know, maybe my OBS is set to like too high a quality or something. Which was really weird. Okay, so anyway, as I have 11 minutes less, this is basically how you would import a map from LBA1. It would look something like this, maybe. Like this, so no lighting, nothing. Sorry, I'm just gonna hide the clouds for a second. It would probably be severely more broken because there's no like transparency on default, and basically it's just like a massive grid. Okay. Aww. And a fiber optic cable too. That's going to be hard to replace probably. Okay, so anyway, the stuff from LBA is just a massive mess like this, which would like make remaking it really hard. So for the last 2 hours, so we can actually do something today, I've been remeshing this, so like creating a simpler, cleaned up mesh on top of it. And hopefully the goal today is to finish that mesh and retexture it so it looks sort of the same, but with like modern tiling textures, a modern material on the ground, a properly blended terrain shader for like the grass and the dirt. Yeah, so that's a newer model on top of everything. So basically it's just something like this, and it's a much simpler geometry with like places for where the grass will meet the dirt. So I'm just gonna keep going then. Yeah. Well, I have a cat, and right now he's asleep, but a few hours ago he was being a menace. Hopefully he won't be this time around. And I'm just gonna hide the volumes because they're a nuisance. Is it done automatically via tool? I do have a tool for importing it. I forgot the guy's name. David something is this. He's still active on Facebook, but it's been years, and we've been using this tool years ago. It does work on Windows and Linux though. Yeah, David Glass. Yeah. But you still need to set this up in Blender because or whatever program you're gonna use, because it's just an OBJ file, and like I said, it's a mess. You still have to set it up to get it to look right. You need to set up the post processing, and it still gives you like artifacts on the roofs because the houses are still a grid. It's a really funny system. No, the purple stuff is done completely by hand, because I mean you could sort of do it automatically by just grabbing stuff like this, coplanar surfaces, but then you end up with geometry like under other geometry or inside fences, and then you'd have to start deselecting it, but you could do it sort of automatically by duplicating this and then just doing like a limited dissolve. And then you end up with something simpler, but you still have to remove a lot of unnecessary stuff then. So I just rather do it by hand. And when you're doing it by hand, you're just doing something like this. Let me just copy that. But like, and it's probably the same, sort of the same process they've done for the remaster, basically. So you're just going to be copying geometry. Now I'm just going to finish this area up here, and then we're going to get to texturing. Also, like, even if you do it automatically, you have like areas where you know you're going to be placing more detail later on. So if you're doing it by hand, you can already cut it up, like in here, in ways that will make it easier later on. Right, because I have these areas that have to be textured differently. I have unnecessary geometry right here. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, most artists are used to just putting on music and floating away, doing stuff like this. So it's not really a massive issue. I mean, for me, it's kind of relaxing, actually. It's a bit of fun. And I'm gonna replace the ramps with stairs. There's some stuff I'm not doing right now, so like all the crates, all the planters, the stuff on top of walls, because that stuff really should be not part of the level, but more like instance meshes. And I've been already doing this for a couple of hours right now, so I'm kind of tired. Because I've realized that's just way too much stuff to do on a single stream. Like this. But it's like it's like not an insurmountable amount of work, I think, because you could probably just crank out a map in like a day or something. It's just tedious, I guess, for some people. Also, some stuff is going to be automatic because you're like areas like this, I'll be able to just fill in automatically, probably. That's weird because I've got too much stuff selected. Yeah, see, so that's plenty automatic. And stuff like this too. But that's just like 2 hours of work probably already in here. I do have a bunch of textures for it from my other project, so some stuff should be faster. And I think I'm gonna do the little windows, and then we're gonna get to texturing. Once all this stuff is textured, if we have enough time, we're just gonna do the fences and maybe the roofs, because I do have idea for a different thatched roof. Yeah. So if I was like remaking the whole game, I'd probably do it like this, all of it, or like doing a remaster too, because Because for a master, you probably, if you're going to do it in the modern engine, pink, yeah, it's to see better. It's to see better because if I'm in a view like this and it's all one on top of the other, then it's then you can't really see anything. If it was just like gray or something, that's just annoying. I mean, magenta is annoying too. Yeah, island on an acid trip. Yeah, so let's try it out. And I still don't have a texture for the where are they? For like the tiny curve pieces. For these ones, we'll see. Maybe I'll just whip something out quickly. Also, there's like differences because in LBA you're on a grid system, and there's definitely stuff that's like half a grid, like in here. So then you're gonna have to cut it up into halves, which is also what I'm planning to do here. That's not my model, that's the original. Here's my model. Yeah, so places like this I'm gonna have to cut in half to then raise the curve. Also, it's weird. I was preparing to do this on Twitch, and now I don't have my window with the comments that I've spent my entire day yesterday trying to set up, and I have to keep looking to the side to the other screen. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, and once I have all this stuff cut out, I can just extrude the part that's the curve up, and then just have fun with texturing it. As far as texturing, I can do it right now. So let's make a new material. Let's call it sidewalk pavement, because it's not on the side. Assign a new material. And I have textures for it, which most of these I made myself, and they're from older projects. LBA related projects. Some, like for the cinder blocks, I didn't bother because it's just cinder blocks. Now the matching is going to be an issue, because that is not by any means automatic. We could probably try to count it. Just like my texture is 2 rows, basically. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 27, 28, 29 rows. So let's scale this 29 times and then scale it by half. And it should be the same tiling. The good thing about this, the fact that you have the island exported, is that at least these days, these days you had that, and like years ago when there was this like this the Relentless movie project, and my old remake, you just sit and count the bricks by hand, which was really, really, really annoying. And on the plus side, once I have one area unwrapped, I can just select other areas. Which this is on the sidewalk. Okay. Also, what's cool, you can add like vertex color on top. There's like a function called the vertex color DRT, which will automatically add like dirt and shadows and stuff. Yeah, and this is automatic then, because it tries to follow the first thing you unwrapped. You can assign the pavement material, and all of that is automatic. Also this stuff. I guess the job with people doing the remaster would be a bit harder, because they basically had to do all of this, and on top of that, they still had to change stuff out, like they did the grass differently, all of that. I do have an alt material for the wood, and I think it's the same one. Oh, it's different. I guess we can still try and do it that way. And these textures are from my old house model. I don't need the height map for now. And there the tiling is going to be different. And since I only have I don't have planks that go just one way, but this checkerboard pattern, we're just gonna do something like this. So basically mimic what the original game did. And get clever. And that can just stay like that. Aww. Yeah, thanks. It's been cool watching all this stuff. I'm trying to connect some geometry nicely. It's being difficult. The good thing about the stuff from LBA is the fact that it's on the grid system. It makes it very easy to connect to other stuff. Am I going the right way or not? Yes. But sometimes it's easy. Anyway. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Like I said, I had a prepared window for to see the chat on the same screen, and now it's on the other screen. And that's okay. There should be more stairs in here. I'm just gonna leave them right now, like this right now, and then remodel them. The fun part actually is the dirt and the grass, because you've seen in the official remake they've just added models for the grass, like separate blobs, and it kind of looks nice, but you can also do it in a different way. Cause let's just have a material for ground, and I keep pressing caps lock. It's like the thing when you're using Blender, you keep pressing caps lock because you use Shift a lot. Where should the grass be? And there's something called vertex colors, so we can color a vertex and use that as a mask to blend in a different texture. So basically what I would do is add this, or better yet, go into vertex paint mode, and it's going to add itself. Use this as a mask and set the vertex color. And if I want to have a grass in a specific place, I can have it like this. Basically, the black part is I could even invert it. That should be better. The white stuff is where the grass is going to be. And then the transition here should be blended properly. Like it shouldn't be left linear from 0 to 1. It should use a height map, so there's like clumps of grass. And we can make a shader for that. Get the color attribute. You can still see it, yeah. And I'm gonna take 2 textures now. This grass isn't mine, unfortunately. Because I didn't have time to paint new grass. And I had some dirty textures in here. Another lazy way is to just mix the shaders, where you use the masked out color. And that's basically the same way, almost the same way as you do it in like Unity and Unreal or something. You would just mix different colors based on a mask. I'm probably going to have to invert that. Unless Blender decides to crash on me. Oh, no, it didn't. I think that should be maybe rotated. Where's that? No, that's the scale. And then you should mask that with the height map of the grass. So Like you can see it in a lot of games that just plant grass into dirt like this, and that's just definitely not the way it should be done. Like in the last Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch, they had it like this, and it's just ugh. Basically, what you do is you add a second texture with the same mapping. You get the height map of the grass, and then it's going to be a little bit fiddly because you have to mix this mask with the height map. So we're going to take a math node. Just preview that. Come on. I can do it in here. And I don't want add. I probably want either maximum or minimum, but I'm not sure. Yeah, because this is still a very ugly. Let's just multiply them first. Oh, okay. I haven't done this in a while, actually. Yeah. This is what I wanted. And then when they mix nicely with the height of the grass in mind. And then you could probably try and tweak it somewhat. So like maybe use a power node on it. Where's the power? Or maybe not. Anyway, I think I'll probably tile the grass more too. Not the dirt, the grass. And then you can also just move it a little bit. So yeah, basically, this is how you should plant grass with. And where do we also have grass in here? Over here. Where's my? Oh, here it is. So all of these areas I can now try and add them to the same shader. I think this one too. Yeah. And this bit too. And it's definitely going to be way more efficient than doing it the way it was done with the remake. The way it was done with the remake, because those blobs of grass they used are very geometry heavy. And this way They're not. Just, it's completely fine if you want it to be geometry heavy, of course. But there was a lot of people actually upset about the performance of the demo for some reason. Should be probably something like that. And I see I missed, but come on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That depends on the size of the geometry, right? The size of triangles. You don't want very small triangles, like smaller than a pixel, because that'll just kill it. You also don't want thin, long triangles that like breach different sectors of the screen, because that also breaks rendering. Now with textures, basically how many pixels you're rendering in the same place. So you don't want to render multiple pixels, which is why transparency is such a big issue, because it's forcing the GPU to render so many pixels in a single spot. However, I think in cases like this, the cost of a shader that's just mixing a couple textures is probably less than throwing tons of geometry at it. We had grass over here, I think, and over here. Let's stay like this then. All right, I wasn't masking out the grass. Actually, I was masking out the dirt. Where's the dirt? Come on. What the hell? Oh. The dirt goes here and on the sides there. Okay. So I need the dirt over here and over here. Should have stayed with the other colors. Grass is easier to select than the dirt. No, this is just Z fighting. There's like two models, if that's what you mean. There's just two models at the same time. It is the absolute opposite of relaxing, if that's what you mean. Where did they move my palette? Never mind. Also, Blender is changing a lot, and sometimes you have settings from an older version, and then stuff like a bar with colors is gone. It's annoying, actually. And then you just have your grass. I'll probably paint it or something. something a little bit more brown to stay with the original color scheme. The music noise should be the original, unless you're hearing noise, actual noise, then I don't know, maybe that's interference from something. I have like Christmas lights, and I think the USB power thingy is I can just turn them off. And is that better? Anyway, this is the grass, this is the dirt. Mix color. Now you're scaring me. I want to know what kind of noise you're hearing. I mean, it could be something from the fact I'm streaming this to Discord right now, and Rockstar is restreaming it. Maybe that's something. I think I have that on, actually, yeah. Maybe something like this. Yeah. I'm using the microphone from my camera, but it's usually fine. And I'm getting a very raspy voice. Okay then. Let's maybe just do the walls next. And I do have a more LBA 2-like texture for those, but it should still be fine. And this is a different wall, I think. Yeah. Actually, it's funny how many people see someone doing 3D graphics and get all panicky. How much work it is. At least it's funny for me. I see it selected something. Yep. Missing a triangle. Amnesty forgot pass. Why did you forget your pass? Forget. One thing, Blender, something changed in one of the later, one of the latest Blender versions is that you can't select stuff when looking for other stuff, for looking for backfaces, which is extremely annoying for making levels. Like people have been telling them off for a while about it, but it's probably not likely to be fixed anytime soon. That doesn't help. That just helps with visibility. It doesn't help with clicking. Actually, yeah. Yeah, because basically they're just like catering to people doing architectural stuff, film stuff. So like the default is that every face like this should be two-sided for those people for some reason, while for games you're very much interested about what's a face and what's a back face. And it's very weird that it's treated like sort of like you're a second class citizen if you're making stuff for games. Okay, this two, this one, two, this one. Nope. I think I like slept through it or something. Like completely missed it. Forgot it's even happening, which was silly. Also, I think we had a massive deadline at work actually. Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't get passes from work actually. Like there were passes for the after party, but nobody really wanted to go. I think only marketing people got regular passes, which is do not speak to me about the marketing people. Okay. And we're gonna do sacrilege here because I probably don't have the time to unwrap all of this by hand. And we're gonna do something called a cube projection, which is absolutely evil. And a cube projection basically that's what the shader would do with triplanar mapping. It just looks at the geometry from three different sides, and if it's mostly on one side, it's going to project it from this side, and if it's mostly on another side, it's going to project it from this side. I don't like stuff overlapping like this, but it's fine for now. Now I'm going to take my old walls from the house demo. There should also be, yeah, these ones. It also sucks that Blender doesn't have a slot for ambient occlusion, and you just kind of have to make it by hand. So basically, basically what you do for ambient occlusion, if you want to have it, is you need to do something like this. You have mixed shader. You're gonna have a emissive shader with a black color. I think this goes to here. Basically, every mix node is like the first slot is what is black on your texture, and the second slot is what is white on your texture. So if you have a mask and you want to mix two shaders with a mask, then the stuff you color in with black is always going to come in from the top. And then we'll take the texture into this slot. And now I have to open the texture actually. Was it this one? No, this one. There's no color. And what it does is it's just going to artificially darken all the lower spots on the textures, so you don't have light shining through. Actually, I could probably do it on the other textures now, but I can do it later. And this is what? It's some weird gravel thing. So maybe let's take our which one is this? Maybe let's take our dirt. I just need those two. Create a new material for it. Also, the sucky part with stuff like this is that for a long while it just doesn't look very well. You just have to stick with it because most of it comes down to lighting, baking out shadows, like just the texture with a. I took the I took the wrong textures. Just the textured surface isn't really doing much. You really have to shade it nicely. Which one is this? That's the grass. Okay, that's the gravel then. How am I still copying grass? Okay, never mind. Oh, then you obviously stylize it a little bit. So like for a final game, I probably wouldn't use a texture like this. Yeah, and what did those look like? Like updated. Yeah, so these parts are going to be tricky. Why not? For vertex paint, there's two modes. Basically, one is a mask based on faces. The other one is a mask based on vertices. So if you use faces, it's not going to share with other yeah, with other vertices. So it's not gonna go up a wall, for instance. It's just gonna stay on the lower part. Also, we still have to unwrap that. And probably unwrap it with this part. And let's scale this part roughly. And maybe model those stairs actually. There should be 2 steps. That should do it. And I'm gonna remove the rest. Then we're gonna texture this bit. I forgot how I used to map this texture. It wasn't like this. Because this was a single step. Basically, something like this should go over here. And this bit should be longer. And then what I usually like to do is bevel stuff. Add lots and lots of bevels, because it's a neat trick. And why is it a neat trick? Because usually in graphics, a sharp edge, like basically to do a sharp edge like this one, the GPU sees is basically if you've done something like this. So for every vertex that looks like a single point, it's actually two vertices. So what you can do is bevel the edge and have a smoother transition, but it basically gives you like the same amount of vertices. Like you have more faces, obviously, but there's more vertices. So like if you're doing furniture or stuff that in nature really shouldn't have a sharp edge, it's just better to bevel those. And then there's also something like this. If we shade this smooth, it doesn't really look very well. So we can say these edges have to be sharp, but there's something called surface weighted normals, and there's an add-on a modifier for that in Blender. And I hate the fact that they added these categories here. They like used to be all on a single list, which was faster. Yeah, so now the edge is going to be smooth. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all the other stairs. I'm going to get this single stair. Where is it? Come on, here it is. The Tesla Cybertruck definitely needs bevels. And a new CEO would be nice too. One with a brain, preferably. Low poly CEO, yeah. Hmm. 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 Where's the rest of my level? And let's fix those. Also, these stairs should have a different color, probably. Let's try it like this. Yep. Where do we also have stairs? Where's the rest of my island? Here it is. So this is stairs. This is probably stairs too. And that's stairs. And that's stairs, okay. Maybe let's just merge those. Also, they did something with snapping. Like it used to work better. Now it's just acting weird. Wait. Especially for you. Here. Oh, what we're also gonna do, because I just realized that I did the terrain wrong. Like vertex color can have 4 components. It can have RGB and alpha. And like for mixing stuff or like dirt maps or whatever, I usually use the alpha. So generally this shouldn't be a black color in the vertex color. It should just be alpha, because then you can do stuff like this. You can like take crevices, go into vertex paint. Use like let's pick a darker color. Let's move set. And then in the material for these stairs, You're gonna take color attribute. Set it to multiply. Factor to 1. And then you can just paint in darker areas, which is super fun. Why I want this paint? There we go. And it's great because it like adds variety. Because you can do stuff like make general areas darker. All right, that's in the material. And on my last project at work, we basically had like 8 materials for a whole scene, and metal pieces all use the same set of textures, the same set of atlases, and then we're just colored with different vertex colors. So like you had a white pot and a yellow pot and a red pot, and they all had the same material, but they all just had different vertex color, which is great because then you can really save on materials and like draw calls and stuff like that. It's also fun just painting in lights, basically. Yeah. So another piece of stairs. And that's weird. And that's really weird. What do the originals look like? Okay, so we're probably gonna have to move them by 1 step. Not to have these like overhangs. Does that even work? Also, the weird geometry LBA has with the bricks creates lots of weird problems. Like this. So maybe that's add a little bit of chaos in here. Also, since a few versions, there's this this checkbox to correct face attributes, so you can just move geometry without affecting the UV mapping, but you have to be careful with it because it likes to break stuff. Yeah, and it's breaking stuff. Let's keep it like this then. I just had to check the music real quick, and it's still Philippe Vacher. That cinematic album has some really, really, really rich tracks on it. Maybe let's extrude all the curves. Probably merge this. And merge this. That's nice. That explains it. I'm always fixing it. Yeah, I should have just prepared like proper, just longer ports, and all I have is like those crisscrossing ones. Actually, I don't have to mark all of these sharp edges because this is doing it for me. I'm just being anal when I do mark them. Because it's like with degrees like that, it's completely unnecessary. Still, it looks, I don't know, it looks nice. What do you mean? Oh yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, but like I mean, functionally, as long as you have auto smooth enabled, they don't really do anything. Like there's some fringe cases it'll help to correct, but most of the time it's just doing it because I like to. Excuse me for a second. I need to go somewhere. Oh, and by the way, I think if someone wants to talk live, you can probably join the general chat on the Discord. Back. Aw. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna replicate a Beat Saber and Blender to compensate. By the way, can you add the camera output into the Discord chat? Because I'm not sure. How does that even work? Probably can't combine the two though. Hmm. No, you can't combine the two. Yeah, maybe that's not worked fine. And I think you can probably share from OBS to Discord, but I'm not gonna fiddle with that. Hmm. I mean, I could try. Where's the camera? I rotated myself in the Discord, in the OBS screen, which is It's a shame none of you can see that because it's comical. Because my face from the camera is like at an angle and upside down. And I don't know how to rotate it back. I don't know, maybe it'll work. Let's see. No, it's still showing offline. I don't know, it's really weird. How do they spend like? Actually, I think that I heard the word sound actually. I don't know if it's coming from me. Anyway, back to tedious stuff. Hmm. Okay. And I see a bunch of the stairs are broken since I added the bevel and did not fix them. Oh, no, that's not it. That's this thing. Like I said, it likes to break stuff. Because it's fine to have it on for like menu adjustments, but it's really not fine to have it on when you're moving something across the screen. Anyway, I don't know if I want to go past my time because I've been modeling this for 2 hours before, just so we could have something to work with. And I'm actually pretty tired. Um, this should probably also be stairs. Actually, doing it on stream stresses me out because usually I stay pretty quiet while doing stuff like this. Or like I just watch something or listen to music or zone out completely. And now I'm staying focused on two things at once. But yeah, doing something in 3D is weird because it like shuts off your brain. Like I can't code something while listening to music with lyrics, or like while watching some TV series or something, whatever. Yeah, but for 3D, I can just completely zone out and like watch an entire series or something while doing it. Like obviously there's going to be parts that you have to figure out how to make. But like in general, if you have everything planned out, then it's just a meditative experience. As long as you're not like completely burnt out from work or something, like some of us are. Also, I do weird stuff like that, like over here, because I didn't want to redo the UV mapping. So I just rather drag it out. On the plus side, I can do something stuff like with the vertex color that they didn't have. I just need to add more geometry, like do something like this, and like this. And maybe here we will need some sharp edges. Um, or not. This is getting lit weirdly. Yes. Anyway, because now I can do this if it lets me. Come on. I'm trying to paint grass here. Fake AO, yeah. I love doing fake AO. But also, I can paint in grass now. I should be able to paint grass now. I can't for some reason. It's fine. Let's just use the blur because it's working for some reason. Yeah, I usually keep the vertex color just for the color, so I can like paint like you said, fake AO or like colors specifically, and I leave texture blending like this for the alpha. The issue with painting alpha, vertex color alpha in Blender is that you can't really see it unless you have like a shader set up for it. So it's a little bit annoying. Okay, and why won't you paint? Correct. Weights are cool, but they don't transfer to they don't transfer to Unreal or like vertex groups. They only transfer if you export the model with a skeleton. Also, yeah, broken plugin or not, you're using your own engine. When you're using your own engine, you can probably access weights. If you're in Unreal or Unity, you just can't access them like that from a shader. Which is I used to do stuff like I'd export them in UV maps, because in UV maps you get like you get 4 UV channels in total, and if you only use like 2, you can use the other 2 for other stuff. So I saved normals in UVs once, which was weird, because I needed like split normals for normal stuff, but I needed non-split normals for inflating meshes for highlights. So then I was saving non-split normals into the UV channels, which is crazy. And I really want to know why I can't paint right now. Why won't you let me paint properly? Oh, it is letting me paint properly. I just forgot the colors. Herp, derp. Yeah, one thing that is extremely annoying is like people storing information in vertex color. Like for me, it's extremely annoying because then you can just use it for painting. So like when they make trees, they'll mark different types of branches in the vertex color, and I hate that because then it ruins ruins the artsy stuff. And yeah, anyway, I think this is the way they should have done grass in the remaster, because it's just like way more fun than just model it. And it's not really that complicated, and Unreal it's super easy to do because it's basically the same type of shader. You've got access to blueprints, so you can make the same kind of stuff. But like I said, normally I'd basically you have this erase and add alpha, and this is what I'd use to paint in grass or like blend textures. Um, there's also something like in Blender you can add multiple color attributes, which is like multiple layers of vertex color, but that doesn't export to anything. Like Unity or Unreal don't support multiple channels of vertex color, which is annoying because then you could store a lot of stuff in it. Unfortunately. What people also do sometimes is that I think I know why this is wrong because I did it wrong. What people also do sometimes is they sort of crunch the vertex color. So instead of like having RGB, you have half R and half and like a second half R, which is like in 3 colors you can store 6 values then. Basically, game graphics are super hacky, and it's great. Um, and I don't know if Xesf is still here, but there's like this tip we did on our last VR game at work, which was there's like an issue with reflective objects in VR. Like there's an issue with reflective objects in VR that they do this like um, along the edges of reflective objects they sparkle, and it's really jarring in VR. So basically, what I did last time, I did this shader. I can actually show you, I think. Um, that's the best kind of cube is always a sphere. Sorry, the best kind of sphere is always a cube. then you can do this. It does aliasing, but it does more than aliasing. Yeah. Basically, the reflections along an object's edge get squished, and then it's just like weird, shiny stuff. So basically, what you do is do like a Fresnel thing on it, which you invert it, and then you multiply the roughness of the object with Fresnel. So you remove the shininess on the sides of the object. And like you can still have objects that are nice and shiny, like in the middle, but along the edge, all of that is like under control. Because then you can like use power on it. This is not Unreal. Basically, you can like control it with power and really fine tune it. And this, like, you just multiply this with your roughness. And so if my overall roughness value is something like, I don't know, 0.5, and then I just add another math node. Obviously, I can just write this in a shader, but it's the same principle, right? Where's my roughness? Come on. And a darker color, maybe. I'm not sure if it's gonna. Yeah, it's coming in a little bit. Like with the power, you can then steer how rough it is on the exterior of the object. So like if you have like very fine rods or like spherical stuff or like actually metallic stuff. Yeah. I mean, you can probably just do it in a regular game too, because it's the same effects. It's just not as pronounced. Yeah. But in VR, it's really visible. Also, vignetting is extremely important, and like darkening the screen when you teleport and all of that stuff, because I don't know how about you guys, but I puke in VR. I get really motion sick, which is very unfortunate for someone working with VR games. Very unfortunate. It's like 10-20 minutes, 10-20 minutes I can stay in a VR game. Yeah, I mean, I've never, but you just get sick. Yeah. And I don't think they're ever going to solve it. I mean, it's probably always going to be a gadget. Yeah, smooth locomotion is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I like to use it, but like as long as you're just looking straight, it's fine. But if you start moving your head around and like you haven't slept, you haven't eaten right, or something, and you're prone to motion sick, then after a while it's going to be hell. What it's actually not that bad if you're the one moving yourself. Um, it gets bad when it's something else moving you. So like a teleporter that doesn't just teleport you right away, but one that just moves you there to a different place. That's very bad when something else is moving you. Yeah. I think my time is up, which is good because I'm tired. Yeah, so basically this stuff takes a very long while, and it doesn't really look good, like without shading and yeah. I mean, if you have like looking for any tips and Blender or something, I can still. Um, I mean, I don't have a job right now, so probably I could finish it. Yeah, I've got like savings for 3 months, and Yeah, Blender has changed a lot. Yeah. So like half of it is like great stuff, and half of it is like stuff you want to turn your hair out. And I do like very much like my hair. So that's saying something because they focus too much on film, on like that side of media, on ArchViz or architecture visualization slightly. They always like leave game dev um, like on the wayside, which is very annoying. Because like I said, you have stuff like with the back faces. Right now I'm seeing back faces. I shouldn't be seeing back faces. If I don't want to see back faces, I need to like change the material settings. For some reason, it's not a global toggle, which is annoying if you have many materials and you want to see the whole model rendered. Like you can go into the solid tab and then turn on culling, but it's just not the same. Like I want to see the whole model rendered, and also if you just turn on culling, I can still not select anything. Like I'm trying to select here through the back faces, which is extremely annoying if you're making interiors, because then you have like the ceiling in your way. You used to be able to do this in solid view. I'm I'm jobless, but I'm not that jobless. Like I'm gonna find work eventually when I start looking for work. So I'm not sure because the amount of stuff you have in there, the amount of stuff that needs finished is just so massive. I mean, unless like 221 needs an art director, then hit me up. Or like a senior graphics artist. The stuff they showed about the animations was I think that was today or yesterday. No, that was yesterday. Um, was funny because like the animations you get out of LBA1, you can't just import that directly. You have to retarget that, and I have a ready rig somewhere for retargeting LBA animations. Yeah, I think which one of them? One of them was doing the role of an art director. Yeah, yeah. I remember there used to be exporters that like that did weird stuff with scale. For instance, like the default unit of LBA wasn't like a meter; it was like a centimeter. So the models you imported were massive. Um, and when the animation has like scale in it also, like not just location rotation but scale also, then if you import an animation with scale and try to fix the scale of the model without cleaning out all the animations, then the second you turn on the animation, the model scales back up again, um, which is annoying. Which is very annoying. But also, if you just try and like remove the scale from the animation, then some of the stuff should scale in animation, but also like bone pivots change and they'll break. So like in some situations you just don't use those rigs directly, and you don't use animations directly. You just do a retargeting rig, which is like a separate rig that's only copying like visually what's on the other model. And then it's just great because you can just add inverse kinematics. You can add like a second layer on top of it. You can add other bones to it and still use the original animation and not have any conflict like with, or use a completely different rig because the LBA rigs are weird because they have like these two bones sticking out of the pelvis into the arms. They don't have shoulders. So yeah, I just wouldn't use those animations directly. Anyway, if you want me to help you with tribute, I can probably help you with some small stuff. Um, I would probably still tweak that twin sun because like the face is still a bit frog like. Everything else looks awesome, just that face. I would probably tweak it a little bit. Yeah, that's like my um, everyday comment on the face every time I've seen it. So yeah, it's expected. Everything else looks really great. The lighting is way better now. Like I said, you guys should have come to the Discord chat so we could just chat. Um, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can just hit me up on the Discord. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the modeling for now because I've been at it for a while, but I'll probably finish it at some point. Because I really wanted to finish it. And it really needs a lot of tweaking and like doing boring stuff on it that you guys probably don't want to see anyway. Yeah. What I would probably also do is I'd probably blend in the grass into the walls too, just so you kind of like can use it to blend in the two in some places, so it looks like it's growing up the wall. Well, the start was bad. I was setting up Twitch since yesterday. I compiled some program through Qt so I could have like on comments on Linux, and then discovered OBS provides those like Twitch comments in a separate window, which was very annoying. Yeah, and the fact that it just didn't want to work is weird. Yeah, and watching everyone was great. Do you guys want me to raid someone? I doubt anyone's streaming LBA right now. Oh, what? It's not. No, it's Roxer who should be raiding people. It's not my channel. Yeah. I guess not then. I think I could probably dig out the twin sun model. Because I'm not sure everyone's seen it. If only I can find that model. You just have to give me a second. Because it's like full twin sun. I mean not twin sun, like the full volume planet with like volumetric shadows and stuff. I just have to dig it out. Hmm. Let's see if this is it. I'm probably gonna have to change the window I'm streaming to Discord. Yeah. But I'm gonna check if it's the correct model. I don't want to open anything weird. And the twin sun model is a heavy model. Yeah, okay. Found it. Because I just went fully overboard with it. Let's see. Yes, that is a cube. I'm fully aware of that. Because because that's just the atmosphere. We're gonna have to switch that to. It'll take a while for it to compile. So be patient. Yeah, like I said, I went overboard with it a while back. Yeah, have a good night. It takes a while to render, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of it's like completely accidental detail. Yeah. Aww. Still? There's actually more detail in the southern hemisphere than the northern one, because I just didn't wanna like repaint the shorelines of the islands. I really like the ice though, because it's like using subsurface scattering, so it just looks like ice. And the stars are like another shader trick, because basically, if you want to use a texture for a sky or like stars or something, it's going to be a very blurry texture unless you use it in like even if it's like an 8K, when it's stretched over the whole sky, you're going to see pixels. So basically, what I do is I use a Voronoi texture and just do stuff on it. I think this model is on the Discord if someone wants to download it, and if not, like ask me and I'll re-upload it. They are pancakey, yeah. I just didn't feel like repainting them because they were from the original textures from way back from LBA. I just have to add more detail to them. They do get better once like the render gets refined because then you get like more details in some places. But yeah, there's still way too. I mean, we can just wait for Coffee Monsters to redo all the islands and then send me height maps, and I can just put his islands on it. It's not difficult anyway to just repaint more detail on it because it's not you're not painting on the model, you're just painting on the texture. Yeah. Anyway, if anyone wants that model for anything, just message me. And I think that's gonna be it. Thanks for sticking by, especially for the technical issues in the beginning. I guess bye.